Afternoon, good evening, good
Yes,
morning.
good morning. How are you? Uh,
Yes, fine, thanks. How are you?
we are good. Our viewers on YouTube, Echoto TV, JB Mwonge TV channel, Echoto Reloaded, you're most welcome. We are glad today that we are having in the house our vice president, the first ever female vice president of National Unity Platform. You are the first, by the way, to be
Yes, yeah,
chosen. Before we came in with
yeah,
other vice presidents from different areas.
true,
So we are
true.
glad that for the first time we have got this opportunity to host you today, to have this formal communication. It's informal actually, but whenever you're talking to a person of your caliber, the informality becomes formal in one way or another
Yes,
because you cannot deviate away from representing the official stand of our uh, party and the organization as well. Then being a, a person of a senior judge, because I think you're still a judge of the High Court.
you're on sabbatical.
So that makes it someone that is going to communicate on an official, uh, in an official angle, even if it's so informal, it becomes formal in one way or another. Uh, Dr. Lina Zedriga Walu Nancha Wemamba Muzukulu wa
Checho,
Gavunga.
Checho. Yes,
I'm here with you in the studios. Your host is Jaffa Makanga. I think it's for the
need
first
it is
time
the father.
we've been on the same platform. The other time we
Yeah,
were there and we were not able to communicate due to
mm,
the
mm,
difficulties that came up in
mm,
the
mm, mm,
network,
mm,
both on the ground and in the studio as well. However,
mm,
we are glad that we are here today. We
mm.
share some information about what is going on in our revolution on the ground, since you're very much engaged and in direct touch with the people on the ground, especially from the North and the West Nile.
Mm.
So, Mama, you're most welcome on Echoto.
Thank you so much, Comrade Jaffa. Thank you so much, all of you, comrade, and my daughter, Pam, all of you.
Yeah.
I am so honored. I'm so humbled that after all this time, we are today going to hold a conversation. And it's a day that is, I'm charged emotionally, but I'm also charged in terms of energy. We just concluded the press conference in solidarity with the border and the orcas who are being thrown on drones and in front of their children and taken to Chitalia in the name of cleaning cities. So today we're with them. Yeah.
Yeah, we thank you very much, Mama, for that. The contribution you always make, it gives us morale, especially for us that are in the diaspora. We very much get in touch with the people on the ground through you people, especially our leaders, the president. We would like to send our greetings to the president. Since we give that communication to you, we are very certain that it will reach him in one way or another. So
Yeah.
today, as I said, that our communication is going to be a little informal. We want to touch
Yeah.
things that concern anyone in the revolution. We seem to be
Mm,
having
mm,
a little glimpse that
mm,
make us appear to be far from what is going on the ground, and that is why at some point
mm,
you'll find us giving communication that is a little differing from what the official
mm.
communication would have been, which to
Checho.
some extent we can excuse ourselves, being non-professionals, and for the first time, amateurs in engaging into the national politics of a country and mixing it at the same time with the global politics, because we are in a revolution. The world being a small global village, we have to incorporate even the international affairs as well. It is against that background that I would like to address us first and foremost about the morale, because I believe, in my opinion, that there is a difference between both the theoretical life that we live and the practical one. Then it comes to social media. The social media life, the way we view Uganda over the social media is a little different from what you people have to experience on the ground. Can you please paint us a picture of what is really going on the ground in relation to mainly, particularly, the North and the West Nile regions? How are our comrades there? How is the morale? How is the message of the revolution being comprehended by the people? Because in the end, in a revolution, we believe that the most immediate people on the ground are the most important ones. So can you please take us through what is going on there and how it really happened during the past years since we started the engagement?
Yes, webale nnyo webalire ddala ngenda kukola olulumi yenna kubanga yes. I know our people and I have that rare favor of speaking bits and pieces of so many with my own accent.
It's okay.
On behalf of the elected, the de facto and the de jure president of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, and the entire leadership, with many of them who are at the press conference today, and some of them were also in the press conference yesterday in solidarity with this comrade Maseruka, who was really mutilated, and also on behalf of the foot soldiers here on the ground who are making our work at least visible, and on behalf of you people, Pam and the team, you have reached out to us, and thank you so much. Indeed, you have made us to live the conclusion that in unity there's strength, in unity there's visibility, in unity the yoke, the weight becomes a little lighter. Yes, I was unveiled on the 8th of April, 2020, as then it wasn't NUP, it was the people power. Yes. And yes, as the vice in terms of His Excellency. And so I was unveiled, and it was during that time of the new normal. And of course, the new normal, we defied it. For us up north, our stand has been very clear. We have never voted Museveni, by the way. Let me talk for West Nile. But of course, the dictator has mastered the trick of using fast money, buying people. It has been buying people. The number of them bought, like the icon, Mama Mabira, now who has totally lost her identity and her self-esteem. And the number of them, who have become ministers and they can't even reach home. It's pathetic, by the way. It's pathetic. And then in West Nile, of course, during the campaigns, you also and witnessed at no notice, but the ground was ripe. His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, even in Koboko, he actually was so emotional. we almost cried because there was this guy, this lady, the minister Anita, who had said she's the roadblock. Is it a padlock or whatever to Koboko?
She's the gateway. She was the gateway in our imagination.
Yes. So, and then to the elections, the morale very, very high. Election day, many of the comrades were abducted, tied to stones, especially in Obongi and along the line, thrown in the river because they were being intimidated to denounce NUP as a Buganda thing. And then we even had our candidates like Honorable Haddad, who was arrested on the 10th and dumped in the South Sudan border. And his story is that all along from the time of abducting him, they were saying, if you do not denounce NUP, then we are going to kill you, we are going to murder you. All we ask of you is, this is a Buganda thing. And Honorable Chadrivo, who is actually right now in Sweden, he was also arrested. Many of our candidates were arrested, intimidated, injected with all kinds of things, and then later on dumped. Honorable Opingopi, still now up to date, the one for Yumbe, is still having those bouts of something, some chemical which was injected. Even myself, they come, they want to intimidate you. No, in fact, first it is the buying, because they had mastered the art of buying. But now we defied the buying. We said, my honor and dignity is not for sale. So then they unleashed the military anti-terrorist groups and what and name it. But still, on the night of the voting, I mean, when they were counting the vote, comrades kept calling. But right now, the Electoral Commission is not even in charge of this whole thing. Then we are here left, powerless. This is not a civil voting process. It is just, people are stuffing the ballot boxes with impunity. And the unfortunate thing for us was we had the challenges of real capturing a lot of these realities. And then the thief was announced. And of course, our morale is still very high. People are like in Yumbe, there's this, our flag bearer who has been organizing tournaments. I see also I'm tagged in a number of online WhatsApp groups. People are organizing at their own pace. Then we had wished to have met, in a post election with the headquarters as a team from northern Uganda, which originally, by the way, had 5. When I was unveiled, there were 5 sub regions: West Nile, Acholi, Lango, Teso, and Karamoja. And we had gone up to Kapchorwa. But then after some time, there was a reorganization, and Teso is no longer now northern Uganda. But they find themselves still getting to me, because they feel they are more, they feel really they are more northern Uganda than eastern. That for us is not a big problem. Then, lo and behold, people, of course, from Karamoja especially, right now what is going on is what I would best describe as a vindication, as a revenge, because the military has occupied that region. It's killing, intimidating, especially NUP supporters, very innocent people. Some of them had to run to Kenya. The other day, one was knocked very badly. Simon Achia, our coordinator, our registrar for Karamoja region, and then of course Teso, Acholi sub-region, then West Nile. Many of them have also crossed over the border, especially those in Koboko and Arua. So the situation is very bad. They are really targeted. Then the morale very high. Our limitation in terms of organizing are just resources. People are ready, by the way, to do what Nebi the other day was calling me, the coordinator Nebi. Comrade Kizito was telling, Mama, please, can you come? Because we just want to put on Nupu reflectors, and we clean Nebi town to make a statement. To make a statement, we go and clean the hospital. We go, but even to get the bus ticket to go to Nebi, and then maybe some boxes of water. Right now, we cannot afford it. We can't. We cannot afford it. So the only thing sometimes I do is, please let us be patient. Let February and March move on. Recently, I was in Arua, and when I passed in every town, in every trading center, I just stopped. That was 1st of January. You could see the excitement, and you could still there are still the pictures, the posters of His Excellency. Some of them even pull it from their pockets. You see, we are still supporting him. So the morale is very high. Amidst all this intimidation, it's only the resources. Once we get some resources, Jaffa, I'm hitting the road, and you will see. You will see.
Okay, Mama. And now, according to what you've just told us, I think I'll have to react on some of the issues so that we put more clarity on them.
Yes, please.
But again, still trying to help our viewers, since majority of us have understood that we comprehend in our local language, which is Uganda. We shall try to at least translate some of your then later on.
So do that.
Okusinziira ku maama kyava okutugamba, tulina essanyu lingi nnyo okubategeeza nti ebitundu byaffe by'omu mambuka ga Uganda ye gyali omukiise omutuufu era omukulu waabwe bonna ye chief coordinator oweeyo yonna gwe tutandikirako then okubala ba coordinators abalala. Atuwadde ekifaananyi ekisinga okuba ekizaamu amaanyi nti obuwagizi n'obwagazi bw'enkyukakyuka oba okugoberera revolution bakyali waggulu nnyo era bakyali bagumu, newankubadde nga bayise mu kutiisibwatiisibwa, okutulugunyizibwa. Abamu baganda baffe n'okuba nti baatuuka okuttibwa, baasibwangako amayinja ne basuulibwa mu migga, abalala ne badduka ne bava ne mu ggwanga, abalala ne bagenda e Sudan, abalala ne baddukira e Kenya. Naye era ne kitamamalira Museveni olw'okwagala okwesasuza kuba abantu bano tebaamulonda, newankubadde nga boogera nga bwe bagamba Museveni ng'agamba nti baamulonda nnyo abantu beeyo, baamulaga nti baamulonda, era akugamba nti woolabira nti talondebwanga nti ne bwe babagamba bugambi nti pulezidenti agenda kuyitayo, nga bwe mwalaba emabegako luli erirangaze, bakulaga bulungi ekifaananyi kye bategeeza nti bo tebamanyi Museveni era tebamwagalangako. Naye bakyasanga obuzibu. Baganda baffe ab'Ekalamojja batuuka n'okubateerayo military n'ebabeeramu n'olwaleero ebattira ddala, ebatulugunya naddala nga banoonyaamu abaana ba National Unity Platform n'abawagizi b'enkyukakyuka abatalina musango. Then bagezaako nnyo okulaba nti wadde ebyo byonna nga weebiri, bafaayo okulaba nti bakunga abantu n'enjiri nga bongera ogibunyisa abantu, enjiri ekyabalimu era n'ebipande bye twakuba nga bikyanoonya akalulululi. Waliwo n'abatambula nabyo obaolyawo ng'akijjayo mu nsawo n'akukakasa nti ddala tukyali nabo era tukyayagala pulezidenti waffe, wabula okusoomozebwa we tukusanga, okusoomozebwa kuno kuli mu byetaago ebikozesebwa okuyambako okusobola okukunga abantu. Bantu bagezaako okwekunga, bategesa emipiira, bategeka emizannyo, kusobola okukungaanyizaako abantu, kubanga wona musobola okutambuza enjiri y'okwenonola. Naye obuzibu nti obuyambi okwakwasizaako, kubanga tulina ffenna tukimanyi nti ekonomi ya Uganda ebadde nzigale emyaka 2+, ate nga kuba nti nga tennaba kuba nzigale officially, twalinawo era challenges nti abantu baffe oluvannyuma lw'okuvaayo nga tuwakanya nakyemalira bagenda batuteekamu okutulondobamu ne banga batunyigiriza. Ekyokulabirako kye muyinza okumutunulako nti pulezidenti yali musajja muyimbi, naye before omuggalo guno ogwazze ogubadde official, ye emyaka 2 n'ekitundu emabega yali yagaanibwa dde okuba nga takkirizibwa kuyimba, tasobola kuperforminga era nga talina bwayingiza. However, ng'omulanga tugukuba gye tuli, maama agukuba, nange ngatta eddoboozi lyange ku ye nga tugukuba gye tuli ffe abawangaalirako ebweru, nti tubeeko bwe tubayamba kubanga luli waliwo n'abaali baagala coordinator waffe omu gwe mpuliddeko ye Simon Achia registrar waffe eyatomerwa n'abalala waliwo Kizito owa Nebi Kizito from Nebi coordinator from Nebi ng'agezaako okulaba nti bakunga abantu batekewo activities ng'ez'okuyonja ekibuga beetaagayo reflector jackets oba NUP oba people power naye ebintu ebyo bikyabula kwe kusoomozebwa kwe balinawo. Mama, the challenge that has brought about the inefficiency in resources that are required in facilitation is that there is a little bit of frustration in the diaspora team.
A lot.
Based on the propaganda that has been organized by the regime and regime apologists that are trying to make sure that they frustrate and demoralize the people's spirit to fundraise or support the regime, the revolution. So it is, as I always noted, that there is lack of discipline when it comes to finance, and if indiscipline is cited in such activities, you always find it difficult to mobilize and to see resources being gathered together for a cause. So I think when I bring up this issue to you, I'm very certain that it is already driven home. And I think we need to work upon or to try to streamline the issue of discipline in terms of finance and the mobilization in our in the National Unity Platform or the organization as well. So I think from there you can take on and give us any other issue as we wait for questions from the people that will bring in their concerns. We shall try to do that.
Yeah, in fact, thank you so much. Kankubulire, of all the regional offices, West, East, Central, Northern, after the elections were stolen, nga abantu bawulira, we were all traumatized. Okitegeera. So, for me, I decided that was the face of NUP. Ate, we worked very hard with some of the individuals. I want to thank them, including Pam, including Harriet from UK, including Susan from Netherlands. They would send the money, the 700,000 direct. The only regional office which is open is Gulu, is Northern Uganda. Ate dictator yagenda maso, and with the propaganda, the nearest people around us, some of them actually are now out. Our Secretary General of Northern Uganda stepped down. Your comrade this pattern, and I respect his stepping down. The next comrade Strike Machine, who was the coordinator Northern Uganda, Katali Bweru. That is how, you know, how far the intimidations went. Now, I want to be very, very grateful to the chairperson of court, the chairperson actually sub-region. He has been there in the office. And with whatever small resources we raise, cleans the office or organizes to have. He was attacked very, very, very badly. And I'm told because he refused to be bought. He was attacked. He's actually on crutches right now. So we have that challenge. Yeah, that is how bad things are. Naekati, we have agreed. We have our activity plans. With or without the money, I will have to be present in Igulu by the mid of this month. We are going to Kukora into under the ground to give people hope. To also not only give people hope, people know and translate the critical things that NUP stands for. For example, the 55. For example, the 3 A's. For example, our constitution, kusindika to PAM. What are the provisions? For example, under in education, the issue of academics, athletics and arts, talents. Kakati tulina okulaba talents. Some people are organizing in Karamoja. They're organizing the Karamoja Cultural Day in Abim. Nino kuberao, the messaging in that, celebrating our identity. Temu West Nile nalinga tulina okukola awarding the certificate of appreciation. When Honorable Haddad Salim, and with me, we were supposed to do that, appreciate our people. He was called by the RCC. He was warned, Ngagwe. Oyagala kuleta oyo mama wano mu Arua. Bomu ya chikoze mu Kampala. Ejaku waka wano Arua. I was informed. I was even called by one of the people inside. I said, Lina, don't come. We don't want the bomb blasts of Kampala to be here. You can understand the implication. This is a confession. First to ebintu ebyo bichamu. So, yeah, ebintu ebyo bichamu kakati. Just simple things. We are appreciating people. We start with the prayers and so on. Now, yeah, we also have the Women's Day coming. We cannot run out of ideas. Ideas that together we're implementing because this struggle is in us, with or without, external whatever. We have to, Kulabantino. We move on. We hold our conversations. So we've held a number of meetings. We've held a number of supports, especially during the time of the COVID. Abantu abalanga basindika masks, we send it, and even some help. Kakati to documenting the real human rights abuse, the missing persons, baliwa. Ateo kalala to mapping the critical days that everybody will come to. One of them is the Women's Day. Olokubiri, we have the Atiak Day, Atiak Massacre Day. Then we have the Karamoja Cultural Day. Then we have this Friday, Honorable Angolivo, Wayumbe agenda kukolachi. He's going to send out. He bought somebody. Yeah, I'm sending some. How do I call it? Solar, small solar lanterns. Yes, small lanterns. But people are looking forward to those kind of things. I think the other one is now probing the cultural institutions to hold cultural galas. Gatula Bantino. What we are missing is a political thing. Our theme is the personal is political. So we are very busy. I'm going to, you will be seeing me these days. I don't want it on social media. Kubanga, what was on social media is why they over prepared militarily. Na yekateyo yeah, I do it rubber doba style so that it is underground. And attend institutions. People call, women groups call. Dino tuliwano. All we need is you come and talk to us. You come and inspire us. Ochitegera. So people already organized, by the way. People, they have not gone to sleep. Luli, kankubulira, yeah? Kankubulira, Luli, waliwo, there was a mikolo bino ebyabayita nika. Nika is a religious marriage. So in Arua, so MP Ngaono, when we know very well, he just stole that. He was even surprised when he was announced, the NRM guy. Kakati, they said, oh, our member, the MC, Nanga Kumuzindalo. Hey, MC, I'm a member of parliament. They had a name. So this man stood up to. They said, not you. We did not elect you. You were put as a penalty before us by Museveni. We made our honorable dad. That's how we are. Blatant diplomacy. In public, the guy was embarrassed. I'm telling you. Museveni bami mo penalty no yamuta penalty ku and even did not score. So their real elected MP member of parliament is Honorable Haddad. It we all looked, we smiled, and that's how blatant people are. kati tasobola okutambula freely when our dad and the others move very freely, and so it's very critical. Yeah, it really is seen.
Okay. Again, Mama, I would
Wanji
like
Sebo.
first of all to I would say I would congratulate these comrades, despite the fact that they had to step down. Spartan, we used to communicate with Spartan before, and he really did a commendable job during that time. Very, very challenging, and he was committed. However, like we said, we cited the problem of propaganda, the effect of propaganda that came up, and again, other issues that have caused a lot of issues amongst the arts. But I've seen Comrade Strike Machine is still doing a good work of mobilizing people on social media. Although he took the other side, is still effective and very productive as far as the revolution is concerned.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Then, we feel sorry. That is all we can do, and pray for our comrade Chairman Okot. For what he has gone through. We've seen several challenges that they experienced. The office was attacked, vandalized on several occasions, but still you persevered and managed to keep it moving. There is someone who sent a message that has been pinned there, someone commending your strength and zeal and praying for you for the success and everything. So
thank you.
Baganda bange muwulidde mama byatugambye bagezaako okulaba nti bengeejinga okulaba nti embeera tekoma bakyagenda mu kusomesa abaana okulaba nga okusoma kutereera because okusomera the northern region has been challenged. This wadde ne kati nowaffe mu central tulaba the challenges, but we can tell you people have gone through this hell for decades, not like us that have tasted it for a few years now. But you've been undergoing this kind of abuse for quite a good period of time, almost for the duration that Museveni has been in power. The northern region has been under this oppression and segregation. So, baganda bange abantu bano balina okusoomozebwa kungi nnyo okusinziira ku nakyemalira kyabadde abalinako ebbanga lyonna, era tebamwagalangako. Oli akulimba kirala kubanga ne experience gyatuwadde ogirabye nti lwe yateekako omwana waabwe yajjako omwana waabwe adaadi gwe baali balonze n'ateekayo owuwe. Recently ne bamuswaza ku mukolo nga bagamba byayogera ne bamugamba si ggwe tuula ssebo ffe tetukulondangako twalonda oli adaadi. So bo bagamba nti balina ekyo kisa. And actually, Mama, I can bear witness on that. I remember there was a time when the Honorable, the late Reimagining was murdered. We remember the scuffle that broke up when they brought the body. We saw how the community reacted. That was a clear message to Museveni. Despite it's only that Museveni is lucky. He cannot feel ashamed. They do not get ashamed. Even if you ashame them, you end up feeling ashamed yourself. For them, tebalina nsonyi tebakyaswala baswaza buswaza abo abalabye. And that is it. These people gave it back to him right on the face, and they told him that you people had a hand in the murder of our son. And it's the community work still applies in those areas. People still value their communities and their community leaders as well. So ekintu ekyo kyebaleetera okulaba nti abantu bano bakyakakasa Museveni nti tebamwetaaga era nga akyaba intimidating oba akyabafuŋŋamyeko lwa kintu kimu nti tetunaba kuba nti tugatta eddoboozi lyaffe. If we get the determination of the people from the northern region, and then we fuse in our concern as people of different areas, then we think on the same page and act and react in the same manner. I think we can do something about getting rid of this regime. And it's that coordination that is still lacking. Fusing it together, the zeal, the zeal that you people have, the determination, and the aggressiveness you can put out. If it is coupled with us who have seen, at least we've got people who can shout, but putting things into actions, we're still lacking there. I remember we were attending a certain, was it a burial ceremony of one of our comrades? That there was a comrade who came from the north who said that you people of Uganda, the people in the central, at least you can give us a chance. Can you please shift and we exchange? You give us the central region for a short while. Then after we get the work done, we shall go back to our area and give you back your area. So we looked at that determination and we adore that. However, I think we are moving towards that, achieving it, and people will understand with time that with the experience that they are going through, the continued oppression and intimidation, I think people will get used to it, and in the end, they will be able to do something. Mama, mama atugambye nti abantu bali batuuka n'okukkiriza nti waliwo we baali bamuyise okujja okubeera ng'omugenyi, then ne babagamba nti temugeza ne mumukkiriza okujja. Bwe munaamukkiriza okujja, ne bbomu ze mulabye zivuga e Kampala mu Buganda zigenda kujja zikubwe na wano. Ekintu ekyali kikakasa nti abantu abo be bakolera ddala be bali emabega wa bbomu ze baakuba abantu, kubanga bamanya nti oyo bw'ajja n'atuuka wano kitegeeza zijja kujja na wano zikubwewo. Communicating another zikuba. There's no way you can know that if this is done here, it will stimulate or attract the bombs to also be blasted in this area as well, unless you're behind the organization that brings that on. So, Mama,
yes, please.
On several occasions, we've seen you on different platforms. Engaging the international community, especially when it comes to the abuse of human rights, fighting for humanity on several platforms. How do you see the progress? And how do you interpret the continued oppression and human rights abuse activities by the regime?
Thank you so much. Lulinga ku 27th mu Geneva, Switzerland. Waliwo every 5 years nga the United Nations High Commission on Human Rights nga bakola bagiyita periodic review. Uganda ebadde the case for that review. How is your human rights? How is the state's human rights in terms promotion, protection, and how is it? How are they weighing abatademu ku kilo to weigh it? So there's usually a report. Minister JJ Odong nagenda nasomya bintu nga I was wondering whether it's still the same Uganda obanga yaba mu Uganda another Uganda. Navayo nakola 1 minute na 1 minute video nga ndimu nyivu nyo. I say I am very angry. I feel so betrayed. One minute. So, globally, those are, I don't know. I really don't know. Kubanga bagenda bakola commitments. Never again will there be human rights abuse to this level from 1948, from the time of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights until now. The whole thing is that, especially in dictatorships, especially in Uganda, there's a gross violation of human rights. I take a report here, Uganda Human Rights Commission, lame and fully, constituted as it was, Ojitegera, for 5 years. The chairperson died and then the members were not there. Now, the report, year 2020, stated that the electoral processes were so grossly abused. There was gross abuse of human rights, abductions, prisoners of conscience, military has descended in all. Now, the recommendations, nobody talks about them. So I decided I'm going to do the second one. Buno, from human rights to human wrongs. The case of the United Nations Law Commission on Human Wrongs in Uganda. That is how they have deteriorated. I feel it is a betrayal. Now, yet they have commitments to us. What they are doing is not a favor. It's also a right and a duty. Do you know, Kulabantino, we wake them up. We wake them up. With when I did that clip, the 1 minute clip, and very angry, he wrote to me, Mama, you go home and look after children. I told them I have even grandchildren, by the way. I don't have you to tell me that you go home and look after children. You are the only voice. So I told him, by the way, this is not for me. It is not. If I want, I can get a ticket right now and end up kusoma the children, people. Yeah, but what kind of a mother and a grandmother will I be to betray my grandchildren? Those who are already there and those who are yet to come. I am here as a duty and I'm here by choice. So the video went viral. So the situation of human rights in Uganda, it's a situation of human wrongs. Absolutely. But now, because even look at the appointment, the composition, commissioners. First of all, for a long time, they were not there. Appointment of judges, the separation of powers, mu parliament or Zirabe. So we are on our own as the citizens of Uganda. We are on our own. Do you know, Kulabantino, we exercise our right in terms of the voicing, in terms of protection, prevention, and participation. Do you know, kukole evyo? Do you know, Kukolantino, we hold these guys accountable as of a right, not of a duty. Kubanga, we go, they think it's a duty they are doing to us. Munange, they are not doing us a duty. They have betrayed us. But they should not get away with it. Tebaja kugenda, they will not get away with it. Do you know, Kukola, everything possible, whether it is organizing, whether it's petitioning, whether it is, we must voice that out because we are equal by right. And then two, do you know, kutwale bintu ebwe wansi, kubanga the most affected and infected by abuse of human rights are my contemporaries in the village who did not at my time have that privilege of going to school, you know. So we need to make sure it translates, that abuse translates for them into the lack of salt, translates into them the lack of voice, translate to them. The other thing abankubira simu, mama omwana wange wano kati we cannot even pay the 20,000 tuli wano mu health center yajia oyina kusasona ngandi ani nze government nedda oyina kutwala omwana oyo, you go to the Gombolola chief, you demonstrate yitayo abantu. No, I have the money. Naye sijja kukola ebyo kubanga njagala obeere munyiivu nnyo. I want you to be really annoyed and desperate and know that what we are talking, mama, you keep quiet. You are not safe. I'm nearly safe. If I'm not eating salt, am I safe? I'm not. I will get goiter. If I cannot sleep in my house because of hunger, am I safe? I'm not safe. Abantu balina okumanya nti this struggle is not here in Kampala or Bamu streets when you go. It is in their rooms. It is in their houses. It is in their lack of firewood. It is in their lack of. They have lost everything. They have lost everything. So what are they left to defend? We need to take this as a matter of human rights. You cannot go on radio station. You cannot. And then the media told you if you host so and so, we will not allow you to be. What are they hiding? So we need to continue to document. We need to continue to talk. What these people fear. Unity.
Yes.
So deliberately, they want to put us in boxes. So for us, deliberately, let's break down these boxes and the walls and build bridges.
Thank you very much. Mama, according to my observation from the submission you've just given us, is that maybe we need now to rethink on the approach of this matter. In your submission, and actually the general perspective of us, and when I talk about us, is the African society in general, that we tend to think that the Europeans, the Americans, and these people in the Asian region are a little superior in terms of addressing issues, global issues, especially the human rights and the safety of everyone in the world. And that is why whenever we appeal to them, we get frustrated. This is something that is arranged to make sure that they keep us as underdogs in all matters of the world. And that is actually reflected in the frustration you gave out in that short video you made. You were totally demoralized, disappointed, and frustrated. Yes. So I think because when you are giving a submission, you gave something that is of the highest importance for us to concentrate upon, and that is the power of the people.
Yeah.
These people fear the power of the people, and not only the regime in Uganda that fears the power of the people, but the international community in general. They all fear the power of the people. That is why they will try to frustrate us using the constitutions. Like when it comes to a case in Uganda, we are already being incapacitated by our own constitution that gives a lot of mandate to the president of the country, who can even choose the judges. He appoints judges in the Supreme Court, in the High Court, in the courts of magistrates court, all are his subordinates. So, Mama,
yes,
what
please.
do you think? How about us rearranging the society by starting from where the source of energy must come from, and that is the ground, mobilizing our own people, trying to sensitize them, bring them together, and understand what is going on exactly, and how they have to address this matter, so that when we even approach these people, say you're called upon to attend could it be a seminar or any conference about human rights, including how we engage the international community representatives, rather than appealing to them to come to your concern, you have to show them their hypocrisy. Give it to them direct, so that at the end of it all, they will feel ashamed and try to redress the issue.
Yeah. Two things come to my mind.
Yes.
Information is power, and sharing information is empowerment. Kubanga, when we share this thing, we become powerful. Ate waliwo an American anthropologist bamuyita Margaret Mead, omukazi yatugamba nti never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens, teyagamba foreigners, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that has ever happened. It is the only thing. You look at whether Sudan, where it has been that group of small, my daughter, and small group of thoughtful, committed citizens. Two, waliwo bagamba ntino, there was a forest long time ago. nga it caught fire yatandika okukola ki okwokya
Okwata omuliro.
ng'ekyo yakwata omuliro. All the big elephants, all the hippopotamus, all the giraffes, they ran very, very far at the edge of the forest. Kakati waliwo enyonyi. Very small bird, it's called the hummingbird. Yazze ngayimba with its song. Then he told this group, please, we can put this fire off. They said, sure. How? We can't. He said, no, we can. When we do it together, what we do? Each one goes, we get a drop of water, we come and they say, Nedda. This forest, the fire is too much. Let it burn down. We will see how to start. So this small bird started going to the river with the song, with the small beak, comes with the water, drops. In the end, what happened? The fire was extinguished, and it is called the hummingbird. Even if you are alone, we do something to put off the fire. Let the elephants first go. When they see the fire is becoming now, getting off, they will come with their trunks and do shh. When we have started to put it off, and we must be together. Kubanga together as citizens. This thing he's going to come and then he's going to go to Yamba. They are not there. They are here. They are called conflict entrepreneurs. In any case, many of them who are coming are benefiting. They are all benefiting from this loot. So we need to ensure these entrepreneurs on the lives of our people, on the freedoms of our people. Oh, we are supplying this. In fact, there's a book President is launching. The title is it's about aid. He just launched it recently. Aid is not anything that will bring development. If anything, it will make us even more enslaved. Professor Alimadi Yatua a presentation last Saturday about that. Our liberation will not come through aid. It will not. Kubanga aid comes with a lot of attachment. But they come to us, they will even dictate where you buy the computer, which version of the English you are going to speak, which by interested parties, very interested about how much they are going to. So we need as citizens to zukuke, we wake up, we make sure the issue of sleeping without food, without eating dodo without salt is a political issue, and it is a personal agenda. Not Chagulanyi. Our president has to be the one. Jeff, from where you come and to Yambe. My daughter Pam, Kuyam Ned. Margaret is very clear. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that has ever. So what do we do? Start, be consistent. They will tell you, we have bought Jaffa, Simani, but Jaffa Alimu. Just be focused between you and your God. Just between you. Me here, Luringa headquarters. I did not have money. My son had. I threatened with my rosary in my hand. I said, Kakati ndikutuliku struggle, I'm going to walk back to Gayaza. But midway, somebody came and sent me, that is how determined you. Nothing should limit you. We must never think within the box, and we must never always think about ourselves. We must think without the box and outside the box. Orecho, we are going to be reclaiming our stolen victory. Very scared. Very, very scared. But Andy say, you know what is happening. You know what is happening. Maybe it is so and so who has given the information to Mama Lina that is she's speaking out. Before you know, that one is either chased or has disappeared. Within, they're also destroying a lot of evidence in terms of human beings, by the way. Yes. Bali moving yo. Yeah.
Quite disappointing. However, it brings me, Mama, to another issue.
Yeah.
When you talked about what you've just given is the characteristics of a revolutionary person. Once you believe, well, I'm a very good fan of the revolution. I'm a scholar of the revolution, and I'm a revolutionary myself. So I tend to believe in being radical when it comes to my beliefs in the revolution. I do not change my attitude unless if the attitude is provoked and is in this stage of change. But my focus remains on the objectivity.
Yeah.
I do not change that. As a revolutionary, I believe my change should only come when I achieve the goal, the ultimate goal that I came for. And in this case, for the mission 2021, our ultimate goal is to attain liberty.
Yeah.
Before we realize that, there is nothing that is equal to that that will make us deviate from our demands.
No.
So we've seen very many endeavors of the regime to make sure that they subdue us. For instance, the continued abduction of our comrades, those ones kept in incarceration without trial, incommunicado. Then there are those that are blamed for crimes that they did not commit, despite the regime failing to produce evidence, like the cases of Honorable Seglinya and Honorable Sewanyana. There is these comrades, the likes of Machete.
Yeah.
I strongly believe that the government still hangs on to these people, thinking that if they capture, say, the likes of Machetes, those that are almost insignificant people, because none of us knew these people before the revolution or before the struggle. These were people, common men, common women, the likes of Olivia Lutaya and others. By the way, there are so many names that we've never mentioned, and they are kept in incarceration. Many have even been killed, according to what reports that we get from comrades that have been there. Others are being tortured. Many have lost their limbs, and others will live with permanent injuries on their bodies. Then the regime hanging on to that, they want to hold us at ransom, that they'll bring us to our bended knees to bend before the regime, before the dictator, and we surrender our thoughts, which provoked, say, the statement from one of our comrades, Honorable Bwanika, Dr. Abed Bwanika, who said that we should go and talk to the junta that has tried himself a lot from all angles to bring us down to the table. And we think in doing so, we will be legitimizing his governance or his regime as being a president or a legitimate president, because apparently every one of us knows that we won the seat. He captured the power, is actually an outlaw, according to what we see. How do you receive that? How do you perceive the statement by this comrade, Dr. Abedi Bwanika, who has even got some people that support him, saying that, yes, comrades have been in incarceration for so long, they are tortured, they are suffering. The people left outside are also suffering, they are tormented, they're traumatized. And they think that for us, we act as if we've lost the remorse of what is going on to our comrades, since we are not the ones physically involved in it or directly related to those people in incarceration. How do you see that, Mama, and how do you take it?
Yeah, thank you so much, Comrade Jafari. Last Monday, I was in Machinde, the military court. When I arrived, I had gotten a call from Shifra the previous night that these comrades are going to be brought to court. Since I had been one of the key sureties for the whole bunch, I was invited to also make right on my duty. And I was very honored and very humbled. I jumped on my border very early in the morning because we were supposed to be in court at 9. It's related to what you're talking. I reached the gate, and the gatekeeper, I had photocopied my LC1 letter and my national ID, and in the place just opposite the gate. So I told him, since I've seen the lawyer and we're running out of time, let me go and submit whatever I have to council. Then the man said, no, a gatekeeper, but in a military uniform. He says, no, but you know, this matter is coming for mention. I said, you are not even a clerk. You are a gatekeeper. I'm very sure we are coming here for bail application proceedings. Then he said, you see, this is the problem with you people, nope. You know, you like making people to believe lies and so on. I told him, I held my rosary. I said, the uniform you are wearing, I have paid for it. You are supposed to be impartial as a UPDF person. Now you have descended, you are NRM or you are the complainant. Eh? You at the gate, I said, I am so disappointed. Let me wait for the press. You know, he realized it. Then he said, oh, I'm really very sorry. I said, sorry after you have hurt me. You are so biased. You see how you're even treating the people. And it was so anyway, they are lucky that time I was composed and I knew I didn't want to make a fracas. So I went to council, and then another member of parliament, the Honorable Nyeko, arrived. They said, no, for Nyeko is not, at the gate, that's what we go through. But I was able to meet with our comrades. I was able to sit on the bench and talk for at least 15 minutes to Comrade Olivia. We cried together, locked inside and overseen by military in Machinde. I was holding through the mutaimbwas, the hands of the machetes and all the other comrades, and you could see the vibe that was coming. You could see. Then they said, Munange, we are happy to see, because there was Honorable Zake there was Honorable Karuhanga, there was Honorable Nyeko Derek, there was Honorable. So we were with a number of members of parliament. These guys felt, that is also, they told me, Mama, there's a propaganda going on that you guys have forgotten about us. Kumbe, you have not forgotten about us. There's even a propaganda. They're even telling us, Gabababuza, if you pleaded guilty, we are going to, they call it plea bargain, but it's so abused. Much as the matter is sub judice. It borders on human rights. If you plead guilty, we are going to forgive you. I told them the story of Draro, the Lugbara girl, young girl, and Kazini. I said I was the first lawyer who was to represent her, because I knew she's a kind of a cousin, a niece to me, So I said, there was this whole issue. I asked her, did you kill this guy? She said no. Then I said, why are you pleading guilty? That because now they are going to forgive me. I said, now, if you didn't do it, you plead guilty, they are forgiving you of what? Ochtegera. I said that on Monday. On Monday, today is it? Just 1 week after.
Yes.
Then what happened? We go to court. Draru pleads guilty to a crime she never committed. Draru was convicted. Draru was sentenced brutally to 18 years. Her youth gone. I shared with them that. I said, it's better you even stay all those years when you know you are innocent and you're a prisoner of conscience, than you plead and then you serve those years when you are pronounced guilty. The choice is yours. We are not going to give up. We will not give up. So they went back and they know on the 15th we are going. So the propaganda is not only on you. The propaganda is also to divide, to build a wall, a concrete wall, to say that and then eventually I said, okay, if you plead guilty, they are going to come for me. They are going to come for Kazake. They are going to come for who? They are going to, and your mission is gone. So I would like you to defend your innocence. I even gave them examples of people globally that prisoners we helped who were wrongfully convicted, but we worked very hard, and they were in their old age found to be innocent. So we are pleading with them. I'm there with them in the court. I talk with them. I hold them. I encourage them. Yes, we are walking the journey together. In fact, on tomorrow, I promised to visit Olivia in Luzira, and I'm going to visit her. She went back when she was more energized. The isolation is to mentally torture these guys and break them, and also mentally torture us and break us. We must remain resolved. We must remain defending our innocence.
Thank you very much, Mama, and thanks for the courage you're giving to our comrades there, because, and it's this courage that we have to transfer to comrades that have not been yet taken into incarceration, because we are all candidates of the same rotten regime, because since we've not yet gotten rid of it, we remain candidates of the same regime, of the same atrocities. That's why we always say that threat to justice somewhere
anywhere
becomes is a threat to justice anywhere.
Justice everywhere.
So there are other issues that are going on in the regime, in our community, our organization. We've seen some comrades that have been tortured, the likes of Honorable Mubiru, who is now by the way, before we go to Honorable Mbiru, because Honorable Mbiru is receiving treatment outside of the prison, we are still having issues of Honorable Segrinya. How is it, and how are you people pushing on with Honorable Segrinya and Sawanyana's case, despite the fact that we have to look at these people all together as comrades that have been incarcerated without segregation? But these are special cases because these are elected members of parliament that are supposed to represent their electorates or constituencies in parliament and represent the country as well in matters of public concern. How do you fare with that issue?
I got so emotional and I left out a major part of your question, your leading interview, which was, how do I take Dr. Abed Bwanika's call? First of all, I don't, it was not in writing. As a lawyer, if he had put it in writing, but then I'm reliably informed he did it on media. What was the intention? What does it have an effect? Is it in good faith? Is it in bad faith? He's a member of NUP. Our position, even as a political party, or in terms of attempted or whatever negotiation, is very clear that we do not subscribe to it, because this man doesn't negotiate. He co-opts individuals. It's not in good faith, and it's not starting with us. 1, 2, IPOD, the inter-party political organizations, that platform, we declined to join because of this very issue, that it is not leveled, it is not impartial, it is totally usurped. So we wouldn't want, it to be looked at as just for the past, for the sake of getting money. When you're a member of IPOD, there is where they pay. But on a matter of principle, our party, the National Unity Platform Party, for the first time in the history of these political spaces, set a precedent. We said no when they wrote to us, and that is a very big challenge. So the position of the request by Dr. Abed is already a matter res judicature by our position as a party in terms of declining to join the iPod. So it should not even be something we should be talking about. You know, it's already rested. That then finally about yes.
I wish to supplement. I wish to supplement that submission, Mama, with one issue that I've told you. I'm a scholar of the revolution. I'm a lover of the revolution. I'm a revolutionary myself.
Yes.
I always tell people that every revolution has got a unique way that is realized by the people involved in it.
Yeah.
So when we came with yet another breed of political engagement in this revolution that has never appeared before, which becomes somehow tricky for these people to comprehend, especially those key political players that have been on the platform before us. Somehow they think that we are ignorant about the issue and how to conduct ourselves, not putting into consideration that we've got a unique way of action. The way we conduct ourselves is something that we've brought about that they've never seen before. We are telling them, yes, you told them we've set a precedent. And for those people that will study how this Mission 2021 was conducted, will refer to us as people that have brought about a new chapter in the politics of Uganda. We cannot, like the Americans say, that America does not negotiate with the terrorists. We always believe that a revolutionary does not negotiate with a dictator. We only have one solution to that, is getting rid of them.
Yeah.
The cost is something that we are prepared to pay for. This is a cause that we believe in, and we are even glad to die for.
Yes.
So that's why.
And just hold your breath. There was a major leading question you requested about the situation of those of the two members of parliament. And yes, I want to do an addendum. There are so many of our comrades in Chitalia, in up country, and so many. But specifically for the two members of parliament, it's a total breach of the rule of law and even human rights standards, because they were released. They were granted bail by court. But then what happened? They are abducted by drones and taken back to incarceration. And it still goes to the issue of and when they are saying, oh, we have ignored these people, that's not true. I was with the Secretary General just before we went, and we bounced 2 weeks ago at Chitalia. We had gone to visit those people, but they started asking for the PCR test. Then they first asked for the COVID certificates. A number of them. There was also an international person, by the way, from Germany. Then when we produced, then they said, no. We actually now also want the test, PCR test for COVID, which should be less than 70. Then we said, okay, we thought the previous day SG had been to visit those of Honorable Segna, and he really had visited them, and they never asked that from Kigo. How comes in Chitalia they're asking this? And then this gentleman said, but I have it here, it's on my phone. I just tested yesterday, my flight is today. They said, no, we don't want on the phone, we want it printed out. And then they're sending us to print it. They're sending us to print it by the roadside, and that road is so bad. And I mean, we just couldn't go back, because we just knew even if we went back, they'll say now the time is over. You understand? So they would they say we want a hard copy. So this is the situation. There's even an online platform on about free Segrinya. There are demonstrations about it. People are visiting. We're doing whatever it takes. In fact, now I'm among the people that has now petitioned the European Parliament. There's a Commission on Human Rights in the European Parliament. And I want to thank on this platform Comrade Dr. Nico and his wife Susan, because they've done whatever it takes with us to make sure this petition. Because with Kakwenza, after he was pronounced a member of the PEN German and the EU delegation showed it up in the court, he was vomited out. So we also want to put that pressure. We are doing whatever it takes to put pressure internationally, and also once we've done, we also continue with the pressure on the ground. We haven't. By the way, I sometimes sleep only 2 hours, and I'm glad I'm able to do it. So we have petitioned that. We're also going to petition the AU. We will petition everywhere, and then when we fail, some of us are going to stand and do the demonstrations, because we want our members of parliament who are being held innocently.
Yes,
when
Mama,
they were supposed to be released.
On that issue of the honorable members of parliament, our viewers here and our supporters always have very much concern about the healthy condition in which these two comrades are, because we've seen on several occasions Honorable Segirinya being presented in very painful situation with visible swollen the swollen leg, the swollen foot, and other marks on his body that show that he went through mistreatment, torture. And then Honorable Sewanyana also complains of health issues. What exactly is going on? They would like to get the clear picture from at least a reliable source, which in this case is you. We have apparently.
I don't know how reliable I'm reliable, but from what I am reliably also informed, it is true. So these two members of parliament every day, in fact, they had applied to be transferred from Chigo, at least to somewhere else, because they are subjected to gruesome, inhuman treatment. To see the sun every day for hours. The torture is too much, and every day they have made that application, but these prison officials are waiting for orders from above. This is a personal thing to the leader or the head of a cult. So when a country is run by a cult, in a way of a cult, if you say then he has 1 year, he has a defect, and he does not want actually you to say there's a defect. So for us, one, we are moving forward with making sure we explore all ways possible. That's why we're able to work day and night and submitted that petition to the EU Parliament. And we're also prompting that the EU delegation comes out and openly, condemns this and demands and joins us in doing that. So the lawyers have not given up. Honorable Segona is working day and night. We're doing whatever it can humanly. But of course, you and I know the answer why they're being held illegally. It's not even lawfully being held, but unlawfully.
So
it's yet one of the symptoms, of a degenerated dictatorship.
Okay, so Mama, to wrap that issue up, I think you agree with me if I bring it back like what the president did last time, that when the High Court failed, the Supreme Court failed on the petition of our stolen victory, the case was withdrawn from the court and brought back to their people's court, the public court. So I think much as the legal team is playing its part, I think it is upon us Ugandans, people, the revolutionaries, people who are the lovers of change, to free our comrades, other than having thoughts of bringing up on board alternatives like the suggestion by Comrade Dr. Bwanika of us going to plead to the
No.
dictator. I think it is now upon us to do the needful to see that we can get rid of the dictator and free our people, because
Absolutely.
we cannot keep on playing or pleading for free two or one or two, three people, yet we've got thousands of our comrades incarcerated.
Absolutely.
And I think it is better we get rid of the source of this injustice to see our people free. The ones we can mention names and others that are held without our knowledge.
Absolutely. 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 All these are symptoms of a failed state. All these are symptoms of, in fact, it was summarized by our Archbishop of Kampala, his inaugural maiden speech. He said he is concerned about the gross deterioration of human rights, the land issues, the land grabs. And then he says there is this gap, very big gap between the poor and the obscenely rich. I have it, I captured it. He called it the obscenely few, but the obscenely rich. So it is a symptom. Now we need to deal with the root causes. I absolutely agree with you.
Thank you very much. Mama, I've kept you for more than the time that I'd requested for, but you'll forgive me. There is this one last question I would like us to address. There is a concern that we've experienced a continued demoralization of our party by the regime and the regime propagandists or apologists. And then what is more disturbing is the continued attack on our leaders, especially those ones that we have elected to represent us on the national level, by comrades that appear to be from our camp. I would say they appear to be from our camp because they'll dress like I'm dressed. They'll address issues almost in the same manner, pretending to be on our side. But in the long run, when you look at this issue, the way they present their issues, the way they continuously attack our leaders and our leaders, that when I talk about leaders, I talk about mostly the members of parliament, because our members of parliament have become victims of these continued attacks from the regime propagandists, the regime apologists, and then from comrades that who say they are from within us. How do you see this, and what measures have you taken to see that you bring sanity into our camp? By I don't want to suggest steps that you should be taking, but have you been able to observe this as well? Because we see that maybe it could be kept.
Maybe you could. You are beating around the bush. I really wish you could say it was Lina who was stated like this. Just a tip, because you are running around the fire. I would like you to to point.
No. They are comrades that hold. It's unfortunate that most of them, I do not know them by names. I would say that there's a friend of mine who continuously attacks our comrades. Like there is a comrade, he's called Katongole. Comrade Katongole. Yes.
I think I am not the best person to. I don't think I've heard about it. I don't think I've addressed my mind to it. But we have not. So we shouldn't give it even the prominence. Yeah, it must even be exclusive somewhere. So, yeah, but I think for me, so long as something is dividing us, it's a crack. I wouldn't even want it to see the light of day. There are so many they post about so and so is on this. You are communicating with so and so. They are on a government payroll and so on and so forth. But One of the things is we know Uganda is bleeding for the last 35 years and more.
Yes.
We know there's situations of gross human rights abuses and it has deteriorated, militarized, and so and that they never expected NUP would have really scooped that level of representation. By the way, up north, we even have speakers, district speakers who are NUP members. We do. We have not just, profiled them. So if they fail to buy, then they'll bring such propaganda. They'll even bring blackmail. They'll even bring you to hate one another. All those things will. And the best for me is if it is a person within a party, then the best thing as a scholar of peace building and conflict resolution is not to amplify it, but rather to try and put a cold blanket on it by really going to the root cause of why and who is this person. If it was me, maybe it can be given prominence. But if this person is not, why do you give this negative person sowing negative seeds prominence? Why do you? Ignore these people. They attacked me a number of times, but now see where they have propelled me, because it's about, in the end, the real intentions and the contributions and the motive of that person, not the one who's attacking.
Mama, when it comes to character, you seem to be someone of a different character compared to others. So the way you perceive issues and the way you would approach matters will differ from maybe others. However, it would be very, very important if we came up with a disciplinary measure on an official ground, at least, that these people are brought to either book and you caution them or try to advise accordingly. I don't know how best this can be done, but it totally paves the way for the government propaganda that is coming up to try to antagonize.
Try to inbox me about that. We shall have a bilateral conversation about, because I really don't know. I really don't know. So maybe it could be their sub-regional president to address that issue. I really do not know. I really don't. So I wouldn't want to dwell on it. That would
be a question to be handled next time, maybe.
Maybe.
Mu bwangu bw'ekitalo baganda bange babaddeko tuwulidde mama ensonga zonna bwazimulungudde, tugezezaako tusigira ekifaananyi butya bwe bateekateeka okulaba nti ensonga z'obumenyi bw'amateeka, okutulugunya abantu n'okutyobola eddembe ly'obuntu bwe zigenda okukwatibwa era bwe bongera okutema empenda okulaba nga bakikola ku musingi ogwa waggulu, okulaba nti babaako bwe basindiikiriza bekikwatako abakwasisa amateeka ku mutendera gw'ensi yonna, okulaba nga bakitereeza n'okulaba ensonga ya Uganda nga bwegenda. Era bwe yalaba luli nga gyakiise bayisizaamu amaaso nga batunuulidde, jjukira nti Uganda ye yali ensonga enkulu eyogerwako, naye bwe bagenda okutunuulira n'ebintu Jeje Odongo bye yaleeta nga biringa ng'ebiraga nti Jeje Odongo ava mu nsi ndala, nga Uganda gy'ayogerako yanjawulo ne ku Uganda. Mama mwe yali ava, ekyamuleetera okuvaako waya ng'alaba abantu bano ate batunuulidde nnyo ne bekkiriranya ne regime nga byebadde eteeseteese ebyobulimba, so nga tewaliwo amazima ge badde balaba. N'alyoka avaayo n'abakyomera mu kwekalakaasa ng'abalanga okubeera abannanfuusi. Mwave yali amutiisatiisa n'amugamba ddeeka olabirire abaana bo ye nedda kinkwatako ensonga y'eggwanga lyange wabaawo okutyobola eddembe ly'obuntu. Siina bwe nja kubeera maama mutuufu ate omukyali yasoma amateeka agategeera n'ogakola nga akoze, n'entula butuuzi nga ndaba awali okutyobola eddembe ly'obuntu. N'olwekyo asigala ng'agenda mu maaso. Okusoomoozebwa okwo kukyaliwo. Mubuziza ku nsonga y'Abaganda baffe abasibe, era nina essanyu okubategeeza nti y'omu ku abo abali ku lukalala lw'abeeyimirira baganda baffe era agenda n'abalabako. Atusuubiza nti olunaku lwankya maama agenda kuba agenda n'okukyalira ku comrade Olivia Lutaya. Nolwekyo bwe wabaawo alina eddoboozi lyandagadde okutuusaako, nja kusaba mukyala Pamukaawa abeeko bw'abatuukako gezaako okunoonya. Kozi naye babigakawo nalabyeko ku comment emu nga waliwo comrade omu abuuza engeri gye basobola to render a helping hand to the activities in the north. Naye I think we shall try to organize and see how to go about that.
Through with the choto.
Then tuleetane ku nsonga y'abaganda baffe comrade Segirinya ne comrade Sewanyana okubajjayo ak'enjawulo okubogerako ekyenjawulo nti ate balina ekifo ekyenjawulo kye bakwata nga ba member ba parliament, ate n'ekirala ntwogedde nnyo ku nsonga y'okuba nti bayisibwa mu mbeera esinga okuba embi. Luli tubadde tubiwulira naye bwe biba bivudde mu mukulembeze waffe ate nga maama mwesimbu tuba tukkiriza ekyo ne twongera okubasabira, naye nga tufundikidde tugamba nti nga bwe tusaba baganda baffe Mukama Katonda abasobozese okumalako ekintu kino n'okukivuunuka obuzibu bwe balimu. Obuvunaanyizibwa buli gye tuli okwejjako nakyemalira, kubanga tetugenda kumwegayirira nti tagundi nga ate n'okukwata akyakwata, kuba munnaabo mukyasaba ababiri abate ayole ekinaana akitwale. Kitegeeza bwe mba mwagala ekyo okukyewonya tulina kulwana kwejjako nakyemalira omulundi gumu abantu baffe bonna badde bakomewo. Ekisiba abantu, ekiwamba abantu n'ekitta abantu, ekyekyeyononero kijja kuba tekikyaliwo dani wetunaagamba nti tumusabe. Bwe mubuuziza ku nsonga ya mukadde waffe munnakibiina munnaffe era omubaka ow'ekabonera Honorable Dr. Abedi Bwanika, ensonga gye yaleese mu kulaba kwange nja kukozesa kigambo nti akivumiridde, kubanga nange mu kibuuzo kyange nabadde nkyesigamiza nnyo ku ddoboozi ly'ekibiina kyaffe bwe kiritwala, naye atukakasiza nti ekibiina kirina enteekateeka zaakyo ng'ekibiina eky'abantu abagunjufu, era nga twandisuubidde ne Honorable okuba nti y'omu ku bagunjufu bw'ogatta emyaka gye, ebbanga lyamaze mu byobufuzi, entegera ye nti wawaateeka ensonga kintu kikulu era kikyusa. Abaganda ffe tulina olugero olugamba nti ensibambi edibya mutere. Ateeka ekintu wekibadde kitasaana ne kikyusa n'amakulu gaakyo, kubanga kati olukiva mu kyoyogedde abantu ne batandika kunoonya ki ekibadde ekigendererwakyo. So omuntu amanyi nti atuukirira bakamaabe nga omukulembeze w'oludda olutabaganya gavumenti olulungamya gavumenti, that is the leader of opposition, ne secretariat yaffe ya NUP gyasobola okuleeta ensonga ng'eyo nesooka egayizibwako nekubaganyizibwako ebirowoozo, naye ate ye n'asalawo agitwale ku mpewo, ekigendererwa ate n'omulamwa guba gufa. Ekitegeeza nti yandibanga ffe kati kintu kino kyange si kya maama ZEDRIGA temukimuteekako, ate temukiteeka ku gundi, temukiteeka ku pati, wabula endaba yange y'ebintu egamba nti ayinza okuba yabadde n'ekirowoozo nti kaateekewo ekigambo kino asiga ensigo mu bantu bano abazadde n'abakyala n'abaana, abantu abaabana, abantu abakwatiddwa, omutima ogwandyagadde okubaako okwennyamira eri ekibiina kyaffe, n'okuba nti ayagala okugamba nti asibako abantu. Jjukira nakyemalira zaaki tuteekako nti ffe twasibye abaana bano, ffe tubakwasizza, ate ffe tuli mu kweyagala, ate ffe tuli mu ki, nga yeringa ensigo gy'abaagezaako okusiga. N'olwekyo tugamba nti ffe tetusobola kuteesa nakyemalira kuba talina buyinza whatsoever. Buli mu mateeka kwateekeddwa kututeeka kumwegayirira. Abantu bakutte mu bukyamu tuli menti kumukakasa nti balina kuteebwa, oba ffe okulaba nga tukola ekisoboka kyonna nga tugatta amaanyi gaffe n'ebirowoozo ku ky'okumugyawo tusobole okuta abantu baffe. Nga tusaba ne Mukama Katonda abakuumi baleme kufiira mu process. Then finally tubadde tuleese ekibuuzo ekikwatagana ku bantu bakomredi abagenze beyongera mu maaso n'okuba nti balibula kyekigambo kingi okwogera nti balibula abakulembeze baffe ku mitendera egy'enjawulo naddala ababaka ba paalamenti ne babalibulako ebigambo ne baboogerako ebigambo ebisinza okuba nga bigezaako okubamalamu amaanyi ne ku bye bakola, bigezaako okubatyobola n'ebitiibwa byabwe ku mitimbagano gino. Naye nga konsaani yaffe ebadde yakuba nti ensonga eyo esaana etunuulirwe nga babayisa mu kakiiko, era naye bw'atugambye nti oba oliawo kijja kuba kyetaagisa okubaawo enkola eruŋŋamya ku nsonga eyo, abantu ssekinnoomu basobole okuba nga bakwatwako, tulabe we tuvaayo n'okuluŋŋamya mu ebyo. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Mama, we thank you very much for this great time you've given us, the opportunity of coming here to address issues that are of national importance and concern.
Right.
Thank you very much, and we always appreciate the commendable work you're doing, the service you render to the country in this revolution. And you're a very great inspiration to most of us, especially the ladies that are in our struggle. We've got a very great deal of supporters of your cause, people who look up to you in all matters, and I've seen very many here. Nope, Kempton Park, we thank you very much. Yeah, Comrade Jeff C was also here early, and I think is the one that is in this profile.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mama.
Okay, thank you so much. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Twebereremu oriyo omusajja agenda atidde nnyo. Yes, his time is not on his side. Everything is not on his side. His health is not on his side. The people are not on his side. So, fe tuli bulungi. We are okay. We need to remain gumu nnyo. Award 4.
All right, thank you very much, Mama. Yes, comrades, namwe mwebale nnyo abasobodde okubeerako. I think we can call that day people power, our power,
our power,
and my country.
And my country. I mean, and a new Uganda.
A new Uganda.